Hello, everyone.
Hi.
And welcome to A Thrift With Us, but not
Tuesday.
Not A Thrift With Us like we usually do. If you're a usual on this channel, you know that for the most part, we do binge Thrift With Us on a majority of Tuesdays. And today we're doing a Thrift With Us that I guess actually isn't really thrift. It's a consignment shop with us. Today is actually the Sunday before Labor Day, so of course a bunch of stores are having Labor Day sales. I know that clothes mentors are doing 20% off. Turnstiles, which we have told you guys about, are doing 25% off. That's another consignment store that's in our area and maybe like some of the Midwest states. I think actually Savers and Unique are doing 30% off as well too. Goodwill might be doing something, but of course,
I think so.
There's all kinds of sales everywhere, retail stores, consignment stores, thrift stores. What we have chosen to do today is go to 3 different turnstiles. We have lately had like really good luck shopping at turnstiles, and with how much Goodwill and Savers and Unique prices have went up, it's almost the same freaking price.
It's literally cheaper
to
come to a consignment store than to go to a regular brick and mortar.
And I feel like your odds of finding good stuff are much
It's been
higher.
looked over. So all the things here are on consignment, obviously. So they've been like, no stains, there's no holes. We don't have to deal with like the bins gamble of like, this might have a roach.
Yeah, you don't have to take out like the giant magnifying glass and like look it over for like flaws, because they've already been looked over, so that's super nice. So we have 3 that we're going to today. One is in a pretty wealthy city, one is in a very wealthy city, and then one is our local one that we go to all the time, even though there are many gems to be had at our local one.
Quite well.
Yes.
At our little local
a lot
store.
of our better stuff honestly comes from there at this point. So we're gonna go to those. My goal would be probably like between 3 to maybe like 5, 6 things at each store, but have them be like solid, really, really good pieces that maybe I pay up for a little, but are totally worth it. Great for the season, like a blazer, a jacket by like a really good brand, and maybe like one find in there that's like really good, like luxury or something.
I need stuff. So if I walk out of here with 500 things, that's just how that's how that day's gonna go.
I guess we'll just take out a second home loan.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go to the like mid-wealth city first. That's where we're at right now. Then we're gonna go to the like bougiest one that's like known by everyone in the area to be the bougiest area. And then we're gonna go to our local one last, because I actually need to set up a consignment appointment for this Thursday too. So
we gotta get it checked.
Most of the stuff in that store I feel like is like ours anyways. So we're gonna head in. Come along with us.
Let's go.
As you can see, they have it plastered all over the front door and windows, 25% off full price. My first thing that I spotted was a boucle jacket, and as you guys know from the trend report, that is totally in this season. There were actually 2 of them. They were both J. Crew, and they were very beautiful colors, but they were both a size 0, so I had to pass. I kept looking at the jackets and I found this really beautiful Free People slubbed cotton blazer. It's a really nice like army green color, so I think this will be perfect for the season, and as we know, oversized blazers are absolutely in. This Banana Republic was so cute. I would be through the roof excited to find this in the bins. I don't think I can pay this price for it, but I think it's so cute. I also found a falconry piece. That is a very expensive brand that you should put in your bolo notebooks. I'm not going to pay that price once again, but keep this brand in mind. It's a really good one. And last so far is the best yet. This is a Coach and Champion collaboration. They priced it at $42, which is crazy good. This is from Coach 1941, and it's a leather jacket. The retail on this thing, $12.50. That is insane. I found this IRO. IRO is of course so expensive. It is a luxury brand, but unfortunately their jackets just don't keep their value much anymore, so I am gonna have to pass on this. This is just a J. Jill, but how stunning is this knit coat? I think that the plaid and houndstooth pattern is so beautiful, and it was so soft. This is a new one to me. This is actually an Athleta blazer jacket. Kind of a weird combo. This is kind of out of my comfort zone, but I'm going to give it a shot because of the trends. This is the tie closure we were talking about in the trend report that is so in. Only $11.50. It is Sport Max, which is actually Max Mara. This is a very old Y2K piece, very Ryan style, but I'm going to try it. I also did find this J. Crew Campbell blazer. It's from 2016, so it's a little older, but I think that it is so nice and really, really pretty. And again, perfect for the season, so I'm still going to grab it. I also in the jacket section found this Soft Surroundings. It's a great price and it's totally brand new, but I still can't pay that for Soft Surroundings. It just doesn't do good enough. And 2 years ago, I would have been overjoyed to find the Spiritual Gangster bomber, but I can't even pay that price anymore. Spiritual Gangster has fallen off so hard.
No joke, this was the first thing that I saw in the case, and I do end up purchasing it, but I didn't get any footage because it was right by the counter and I didn't want to film the poor girl handing it to me, but I did end up scoring this beautiful Gucci bag. I was so obsessed with this color. I loved this really flouncy Y2K style. Not a surprise, this is BCBG Max's area. I have a very hard time trying to show you the tag, I'm so sorry, but they wanted $18 for it, which I thought was a little bit too much. If I would have found this in the bins, I would have been a very happy camper. I literally have a love affair with the Free People thermals in the fall. They always do so good. This one was $14. I looked it up and it wasn't one of the ones that can go for big money. And I thought 14 minus the 25%, which is a little bit high, but if you ever see these, look them up. Another beautiful Y2K piece. This was a vintage Nanette Lepore. I love picking up that specific older label Nanette Lepore stuff. It always just super good for me. This was a beautiful piece in this brown velvet with these really adorable little sequins. They wanted $20, even minus the 25%. I thought that was a little bit too much, but how stunning. These Urban Outfitters BDG jeans were also super cute. I just really wasn't 100% sure of the floral pattern. They were $14 minus the 25%. I would pay that much if it was a pair that I knew I could get a little bit for. These, I was just a little bit on the fence. I definitely did my due diligence and I looked these up. This is a pair of Maiden Crafted Levi's with the Japanese denim. They unfortunately, if they were a different style, would have done a little bit better, but since they were just a plain dark wash skinny jean, they really didn't have that high of comps. This pair of Good American jeans, again, I think if they were a little bit less expensive, they wanted $31 minus the 25%, I would have definitely got these. I loved this like trendy little ankle split detail, but they were just a little bit too high priced. This is a brand that I have always wanted to find out in the wild. They are these beautiful pair of shoes. They're actually from Minneapolis. It's by John Fluvog. They are so expensive, and I have never been able to find one. These were $83, which is a little high. And next to these Fluvogs were this beautiful pair of Christian Louboutin black patent red bottoms. These were $181 minus the 25%. If they didn't have this heel wear, I would have considered them a little bit more, but I think they were just a little too damaged. I hemmed and hawed over this Marc Jacobs sweater, and I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't get it. It was such a cute style and had this really adorable little like cottagecore vibe kind of going on. I love this color palette. It was a size small. They wanted $35, if I'm not mistaken, for it before the 25%, which I didn't think was that bad, and I'm kind of upset that I didn't buy this. This I was kind of tempted to get for me, but Lord knows I do not need literally anything else right now. It was a vintage flannel by Mac Culver. I've never heard of him. It was $14. I just loved these colors. Perfect for fall. This next pair of boots, I was again kind of on the fence on. So they are by the brand Matt Burnson. I'm trying to do this one-handed, so I'm not very good at showing the brand. I apologize. Some of the comps were pretty decent. Some of the comps were pretty bad. Notice the good catch. You're welcome. I just didn't want to take the risk on them, so I did leave them behind, but they were super cute though. This dress by Amanda Upritchard, I loved the color, but unfortunately this brand just doesn't do very good for me anymore. It was $48 before the discount. I didn't think the style was all that bad, but I know that Amanda Upritchard is definitely not like the dress brand to be wearing currently, so I did leave this one behind. And right down the row from that Amanda Upritchard was this St. John set. I loved this one in particular because of all this like really beautiful like sequin detailing into it. I don't know if you call those sequins. It was so pretty. It was in amazing condition. The buttons were phenomenal and it had the matching skirt, but unfortunately $60 is a little too much. This Zara coat was another piece that I was kind of tempted to pick up, and I'm kind of upset with myself that I didn't get it. It was $20 before the discount, but it was this beautiful long line, really trendy Very minimal, like sheet tan coat. I love this texture that it had, and it was actually pretty substantial. This next pair of pants I was also super sad to leave behind. They were Babaton, which is Aritzia. They were this really adorable pair of black dress pants. They were just so small. They were a size 0, and I looked up this style, and a lot of the ones I was seeing were like 0, extra small, size 2, and they hadn't really sold, so I did leave these behind, unfortunately. This jacket was just absolutely speaking to me. It was so beautiful. It would have been perfect for Depop. It's so trendy. If you remember from the Trend Report when we talked about leather jackets with these kind of like exposed seams or these like raw finished details, this stone color I'd never seen in a leather jacket, and I was very excited about it. It was $18 though, so I did unfortunately leave it behind.
Once I was done with the jackets, I decided to head to the actual coats. These are like the longer coats, the puffer coats, and the more outerwear type stuff. They do have shoes throughout the store, so I kind of look at the shoes as I go along. I don't think I found any shoes today. I think Ryan showed you guys this, but I did spot this Zara coat. It was a pretty good price at 20 bucks. It'd be only 15, but when I looked up comps, they weren't that good. It was right next to this St. John leopard coat. This is probably one of the nicest St. John's I've seen at a consignment store, but I am not paying that price. This was a freaking score. I haven't had a Reese piece in forever, and this is probably the nicest Reese piece I have ever seen. Reese's piece, Reese's Pieces. I keep saying Reese piece, and it makes me think Reese's Pieces. Anyways, this was $43. Great price for this. Reese is so expensive. Totally getting this. Then I found this Sam. Sam is a great brand. I would probably only buy Sam puffer coats. This was some kind of weird coated like winter and rain coat. I had to pass on it. It was a little expensive, and again, I'd stick to the puffers.
After me in your Herman Munster shoes.
They're Louis Vuitton shoes.
Even Louis Vuitton makes mistakes.
Definitely Herman Munster realness. We covered this brand last year in a Bolo video, but in case you missed it, be sure to take mental note of Save the Duck. It is a very expensive down alternative brand. I would get this if it was a bit cheaper, but I'm not going to get it for that price. This is another really great brand worth a lot of money. It is called Cinzia Roca. I believe we covered her either last year or the year before in a Bolo as well. Her coats are over $1,000 a piece. So nice. They had some John Fluvogs in the case, though they were about $100, so I was not going to get them. They also did have some Louboutins. Otherwise, I didn't really see any other bougie shoes or bags that jumped out to me. For some reason, they had some Coach, Michael Kors, and Brahmin in there, which usually they have higher end pieces than that. These were so cute, and they are actually by Jeffrey Campbell. I love the houndstooth print to them, and I think with the chunkier heel, these are going to be great for the season. So even though they're $30, I am going to pick them up. I think it's worth the price. These are actually by the brand Ragged Priest, which is one of Ryan's favorite brands. It is sold a lot at Urban Outfitters now, and he likes it for himself and to sell, so I thought I would offer these booty cheek jeans to him. Then I found this Anthropologie sweater. I had really high hopes for this sweater, and I was totally willing to pay the almost $20 for it, and when I looked at the comps, they were about 40 bucks, so never mind. However, I did pick up this Free People Beach sweater. For some reason, they marked this gorgeous sweater at only $11.50. I have no idea why, but I'ma get it. I also had found these boots. They were wild, so I had to look at what they were. $181. These are Giuseppe Zanotti's. Giuseppe Zanotti actually does not really do that well. I would advise not paying up for it. And then also they had these really cute Obermeyer sweaters. This was a gorgeous pink Sundance sweater. If it was a bit cheaper, I may have considered getting it, or if it was a floor-length duster, I possibly would have got it. And I also really like this Aerie. I was almost tempted to pay for it, but I just don't think I can pay $7 for Aerie. Next up, I went to the pants and I found a couple pair of Zara pants, a little out of my price range, but these paper bag ones were really cute, and so were these jogger ones. This is a new brand I had never heard of. It's called 100. One is spelled like when you won a race. Their stuff is like $230 new on Essence, but when I looked at comps for resale, they weren't that good. So I had to skip it, but it's nice to know a new brand. Okay.
Hi.
So we
got some lunch.
Yep, we just got
Ready to
lunch, and now we are at the bougie turnstile. Ryan has picked up Hermes sneakers here
Yes,
before.
I have.
Have you gotten a Chanel piece here? You've seen one.
Yes,
At least one.
I've seen many a Chanel. They have a lot of like really newer designer stuff, which I really appreciate. They also have a lot of really good men's stuff here that's really expensive.
The only thing
I found a Goop sweater here one time. It's like a $700 sweater and I got it for like $16.
The only thing with this one is that they do know their stuff really well because of like the clientele they're working with. So stuff usually is marked up a bit higher. I would honestly like to have like a similar shopping trip as the last place. I spent $130-ish at the last place, but I got some solid pieces.
I spent $210. I did buy that Gucci bag. They sell for like $600-700. It's like, duh. What else did I get? I got that. I got a little Coach thing that I didn't get a chance to film, and then I bought a couple of sweater vests.
I'm hoping to repeat my stop. Ryan probably doesn't want to spend another $200
I mean,
on a
if
bag.
I find another Gucci bag for $100 and something bucks,
yeah,
I'm gonna buy it.
Let's go.
Okay, don't tell Jack, but at the second store, I did look through a couple of the coats. The first one I ended up finding was this beautiful Babaton by Aritzia coat. They wanted $89 for it though, and it was an extra small, so it was really expensive, and the size wasn't my favorite, but it was beautiful nonetheless. And the second one I conveniently looked at was this beautiful Wilford Free jacket. If this was my size, I probably would have kept it. It was $53, which is a lot, but this green plaid was beautiful. I loved it so much. And the last coat I ended up looking at was this really beautiful Bowden coat. It was this floor-length wool beauty. It was $55, which was a little bit too much, but this just needs to be documented. This thing was so cute.
The first thing I noticed when I walked into this store was this vintage penguin sweater. This is so Debbie, she loves penguins. Then, of course, I headed to the jacket section. That's where I went first in the last store, and that's where I'm gonna go first in all of our stops. I started flipping through, starting with these smaller sizes, of course. There was a lot of blank NYC at this store. There was actually a lot of that at the other location too. I cannot sell blank NYC. I also haven't had much luck with Levi's trucker jackets lately, but maybe now that it's fall, those will do better. I still don't want to pay up for them though. This J. Crew was really cute, but I can't pay that much for it. Oops. Let me get that. Here was another boucle jacket find. This was a really pretty color Tory Burch. The only thing with the color though is I don't think it's a really good fall color, plus it's the older label, so I'll pass. There was this Prairie Underground, and though I don't hate Prairie Underground as much as I used to, there's still no way that I'm gonna pay that much for it. I do love to sell marine layer, but honestly bombers aren't the most in style right now, so I don't think I'm gonna pay up for this. another Prairie Underground, and right behind it, another Prairie Underground. Clearly some store in this area must sell them, and for some reason these ones were way more expensive. This was another super nice St. John. A better price, still not a price I'm gonna pay, but this was really nice. I would consider paying up for it, again, just not that much. There were these Derek Lam very witchy core shoes. I really like these, but Derek Lam does so bad, so unfortunately I'm not gonna be able to get them, and also they did have a big scratch. So here's a look at how bougie this store is. There were some Miu Miu flats right by the Derek Lambs that we just saw, that were sitting next to some Fly Londons, that were next to some Birdies, that were next to some Manolo Blahniks, that were next to some Michael Kors Collection boots. So yeah. I Am Gia is another thing that has not really been doing well for me lately. Honestly, I don't think I Am Gia ever did too well for me. I think I have started to find it after the craze for the brand went away. It was right by this other really cute teddy jacket that was by J. Crew. The color was good for the season, but again, the price was just too high. There was yet another Prairie Underground, a few down, that was in a pink color, and right behind it was another Prairie Underground. I don't know who this woman is who had so much and got rid of them all. But I did pick up this. This was a really beautiful Patagonia cinchilla. I have honestly not found a cute printed cinchilla in so long. I was pretty excited. This is another great brand I know we've talked about a couple times, Brochu Walker. It's very expensive. This was a leather and wool jacket. It's not really worth paying up for, but if you see it for a good price, definitely get it. How freaking cute was this DRA jacket? That is Anthropologie. I looked this up. I had high hopes for this one too, but once again, the comps just weren't as good as I would have liked. Maybe like $70, but I'm not gonna pay upper 20s for that. How freaking cute was this H&M jacket? Usually I'm not into H&M in any way, shape, or form, but I love the bees, bugs, and flowers to this.
I was really intrigued by these boots. They looked like something special. This kind of like distressed suede gave me the illusion that they were gonna be something a little bit nicer. They were actually Free People, but they were $68. The one theme with this turnstile, this consignment store, is everything was so expensive. Just to reiterate that point, here is a pair of Levi's wedgie straight jeans, and here they are marked at $51. That is insane. $51 for a pair of Levi's? Crazy. And they were all marked that way. They did not miss a pair. I absolutely fell in love with these little Manolo Blahnik heels. They gave me very Carrie Bradshaw. In Sex and the City, they were this beautiful blue. I don't know if it was a real snakeskin or a faux snakeskin. It felt like real. But they were a little out of my budget. They were $156 if I'm not mistaken, and they did have a little bit of glue wear on the heel, so I unfortunately passed on these, but they were still beautiful. I did, however, end up getting this beautiful, perfect pair of green short Ugg. They only had these at $46 minus the 25%. They're still on the website for $250. Very, very, very excited to get these. Word to the wiser, no matter where you are, always check the to-go back rack. I found this really adorable Nation top, which is one of my favorite brands to sell. It was only $9.50 before the discount. This brand is ungodly expensive, so I was very, very excited to find this little top. Super cute, size large. Love finding their pieces that aren't extra small. Then I found this really amazing Patagonia. They only had it marked at $11.50, so I was very happy to take that minus the discount. And file this BB sweater under things that I really genuinely wish I would have been able to find at the bins. This was $28, which is ridiculously expensive at a consignment store for this piece, but either way, it is so perfect for the season and very Y2K. My last pair of shoes at stop number 2 was this beautiful pair of Madewell Mary Janes. Try saying that 3 times fast. I love the leather. They really didn't look that worn, but unfortunately, they were a little out of the budget as well at $43. They were still super cute though. Trend Report says Mary Janes are very trendy, so if you see them, pick them up. And my final find at stop number 2 was a brand that I have been wanting to find for an eternity, and I didn't get it. So, it's this beautiful knit poncho. It is by Spell of the Gypsy Collective. They wanted $88 for it before the discount. I looked up comps, and they were only going for like $115, $120, but it was nice to find.
Finishing up the jackets, the last one that I spotted was this really cute Lululemon jacket. I honestly am not too impressed with many of the Lulu jackets nowadays, but I did like this one. It was a really pretty seafoam green color, but it was way too expensive for me to buy. Though, however, these Zara shoes were perfect for fall, and they were a really great price at only $12.50 minus the 25%, so I did grab these. Then I decided to look at the shoes because of those Zaras. There was a lot of Sorel. I feel like all of our consignment stores have a lot of Sorel all the time. There were these really cute shoots, but $60 is quite crazy for shoots. This was a really cute Free People mule, but again, the price was just too high, so I had to pass on it. These were some Freebirds, and I did consider picking them up because they were $53, but of course you'd get the 25% off. I ended up deciding not to just because I have a pair right now that I've had for a while, but Ryan actually took them from me, so I'm glad one of us got them. These Jeffrey Campbells were $60, and I would say the ones I found at the last store were actually cuter. There was this pair of Jimmy Choo snake skin flats. Jimmy Choo doesn't do too well for me, so I had to pass. This was a newer Tory Burch shoe, but not the best style in my opinion, even though the red would have been good for the season. These Jeffrey Campbells were also really cool, but again, priced way too high. I love that style though. Though Everlane clothes don't do as well anymore, the shoes and bags still do really good, so I would have loved to pick these up, but for $45, it ain't happening. These were some really cute Sam Edelmans, once again though, priced way too high at $53, wow. This was an Outdoor Voices Sherpa sweatshirt, really cute. I love that creamsicle kind of color, but they actually had marked it kind of high, and honestly, Outdoor Voices does not do well. Plus it was so pilly, no thanks. Then I moved on to the coats once again to finish off my stop. They had a ton of coats at this store, so I was pretty excited. The first thing that caught my eye in the coat section was actually a pair of shoes, and it was these really fun Tommy Hilfiger silver boots. My first find was this Babaton stunning Connor coat. I know Ryan showed it to you in the beginning, but I just gotta show you again. If it wasn't 2XS, I honestly may have paid that price. It was so nice. Then I found this Everlane coat. I have had this coat before and it did really well, but kind of like everything here, it was just priced too high. Next up was this really nice Ann Taylor coat. Usually I'm not too impressed by her stuff either, but that was a really cute piece. And this Avec Les Filles was really cute too. That's another brand that just doesn't do that well for me, plus they had it expensive too. I really liked this wool Madewell overcoat. It was so nice, and it was actually brand new with tags, but they had it priced at $63, so I cannot pay that for Madewell. I also really liked this Lafayette 148 wool coat. It almost looked like a scarf coat. It had all this fringe all over it, and it was red, so I really was tempted to get it, but they had it priced at about $100. I cannot pay that for Lafayette. The colors to this cabbie coat were stunning. I would have loved to pick this up, but cabbie is more of a gamble, so having it priced at $40-something is way too high. Ryan showed me this Eskandar jacket, and I would have loved to pick it up because I've always wanted to try Eskandar, but $73 minus 25% is still too high for me to try. And my last find at this stop was this Love Shack Fancy super adorable sweater. I didn't get it, but actually Ryan did. Our final stop back at home base. Ryan's got to bring his candle in because it's 99
I don't
out.
want it to melt in the car, so this will be fine. You can hold my candle.
Also, they close quite soon, so we need to book it.
And our first thing and our final stop was this actually really adorable Nasty Gal bodysuit. So it was a size 6, which is like a small medium. It was only $7.50, but I was a little nervous about this bodysuit situation, so I did unfortunately leave this one behind. They also had one of my absolute favorite Free People sweaters to sell. I don't remember the name of this one off the top of my head. It was $23 minus the discount, which is just a little bit more than I would have wanted to pay for it, but I loved this cream color and this style, always just super good for me. This Sundance cardigan would have been an amazing bins find. I loved this like really chunky, very twee embroidery detail on it and that adorable little ruffle detail. This was the older label, the new one is now blue. And they wanted $18 for it, which isn't bad if you're buying it for yourself, but I just wasn't willing to pay that minus the discount, so I left it behind. And my last thing that I found was this very interesting Champion sweatshirt. It had this really adorable little, like, kind of hand-drawn looking logo to it. It gave me very 90s vibes. It was $11.50, which minus the 25% really wouldn't have been that bad. This was a collab with, I don't know who the actual artist is, but I love the back. It says, "Be your own champion, babe," and that's kind of cute. A little girl bossy, but like still kind of cute. KNC was the name of the artist. I didn't recognize them, and these didn't really look like they were going for that much. But I'm still kind of like, should I have gotten that? Maybe.
As you guys can probably guess, I of course started with the jackets. I noticed this Harley Davidson that looked very not Harley Davidson to me. It almost looked like a jacket Debbie would wear, being a purple leopard print. This Knox Rose was really cute, and it kind of fooled me because I know there's a new Knox Rose label now, and I'm not used to it yet. They had quite a few Free People jackets, honestly, but none of them were styles that I was interested in. They were kind of like cropped and tight-fitting moto jackets and blazers. This jacket caught my attention. It's a leather fringe jacket by Wilson's Leather. I wouldn't pay much for a Wilson's Leather jacket, but I totally would have got this at the bins. Here it was quite expensive at $55, so that was a no. This Harley Davidson jacket was really nice too. This was fully leather. I did do reverse image search and someone had it listed for $190, but for me that's a gamble and Ryan didn't want it. It was a decent price though. This was an Allbirds sweater. I don't know how good Allbirds clothing does, but the shoes definitely don't do that good anymore, so I'm not going to take the risk. This I almost picked up last time they had a sale. They had 20% off. This is a Maeve Anthropology jacket, but honestly, looking up the comps, this thing doesn't look like it goes for that much, so I'm not gonna get it. I didn't know Zaya made like thermal pajamas, but I guess I know now. This Free People was actually pretty cute. I looked it up and the comps once again weren't really giving what I was hoping for, so I had to skip it, but it's cute. And this was the closest thing I came to getting here. I actually didn't get anything at this stop. This was Tatch. This was a really cute floral sweater. This retails for over $200. Super cute, but I don't know the brand well enough. All right, guys. We're home now, if you can't tell.
That was the
three of us. We're all home. Actually, I just got done.
Kevin.
Kevin.
His name's Skelly.
I just got done taking a picture for Instagram of all the finds that I just got with me and Skelly. So actually, go to my Instagram and see if you can clock what I picked up. But we had a blast sourcing the Labor Day sales. We both had some really, really good finds, and I actually already sold something.
What?
So that's pretty... Here, spoiler alert.
We'll find
for
out.
what sold Saturday. This.
Oh, I love this.
I sold that Free People Beach because I did pick that up, but of course, if I hadn't picked that up, like, what would have been wrong with me?
So cute.
But we had a blast, and I think all of a sudden when we were like halfway through doing this, we were like, have we done this before? I think we did it either last Labor Day or more likely, I think we did it for Memorial Day this year, possibly.
Maybe. Whenever one of those holidays where we get a lot of sales.
Either way, let us know if you like when we kind of go like arbitraging on the government holidays. Also, if we're turning red, it's because it's like 94 outside right now.
It's so hot out. And it's September,
Yeah.
which is funny because there's a skeleton and a mom and a fall leaf in front of me, but it's
and he just dropped everything.
so hot out.
We will see you guys on Thursday. Well, I will. For a bins haul. I actually just went to the bins today when we're filming this outro. So I will see you guys on Thursday.
And I will see you on Saturday.
And we will both see you again on Saturday.
It'll be great.
So I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, let us know if you want to see one of these again in the future. And we will see you one of those 2 days.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.